Hey Astro Babes, I'm Ashley of More Than Your Sun Astrology, and welcome to As Above, So Below for the week of July 8th through July 14th. In this video, I'll bring light to what the planets are doing up above and how those themes may show up for you in your life, as above, so below. At the end, I'll pull one card for additional guidance and clarity. Before we start, please take a moment to subscribe so that you can be notified when I post and be prepared of what to expect for the week ahead. This, theoretically speaking, should be a pretty nice week. I don't know, it could seem like a little bit of a roller coaster this week, but knowing what to expect can help us stay present and be mindful of the circumstances that could arise so that we can better choose our responses when we're in the moment. Because being able to better choose our responses in the moment is something that we can all get better at. Starting with Wednesday, the 10th, up above, the sun is having an easy flowing conversation with Saturn. The sun in our chart represents our personality and our outward expression. Saturn is, if you've ever heard that quote, "Great things come from hard work and perseverance," said by the late and forever great Kobe Bryant, that's Saturn in a nutshell. Rewards for hard work. Practical and tangible results from the effort you put in. The first thing that comes to mind is getting good news about something you've been working toward, because hard work equals success. This energy is also great for planning and getting organized because you have the focus and the ambition to start a goal or to successfully finish a goal that you've already started. If your house is a mess, this is the time to get it in order. You're being supported to put a new routine in place and create new habits to support the things you're aiming to achieve. This is a time where you're just going to feel motivated to get shit done. On the next day, up above, Venus in the sky will be having a beautiful conversation with Neptune. This is very romantic energy. Venus is about our love life and our relationships, and Neptune creates this deep, feel-good connection where you feel like you're caught in this dream that you don't really want to wake up from. You feel like everything is perfect and finally coming together. If you're not in a relationship, you might find yourself daydreaming about that perfect someone and what that looks like for you. Wining and dining, date night, love making, this is good for all that. And we're not craving the hot and steamy stuff. We're craving that soft, sensual, whisper in my ear type stuff. Because you're seeking that intimate connection, but on a higher level. This is more of a spiritual connection. Both Venus and Neptune are in water signs. Venus is in Cancer and Neptune is in Pisces. And they're in signs that they like being in. Venus likes being in Cancer because they share similar qualities. They're both feminine energy. And Neptune is one of the planets that rules the sign of Pisces. He's naturally at home and very comfortable there. This energy is able to express itself and show up in your life even that much more beautifully. Enjoy this when you're touched by it, because directly after Venus and Neptune have their blissful experience, Venus is going to shift gears in a big way, and we're going to feel it. On Friday the 12th, Venus is going to leave Cancer. She had her culmination when she met up with Neptune, her last hoorah, and now she's saying goodbye to Cancer and hello to the sign of Leo. So Venus in Leo is not my concern. I love Venus in Leo. It's very luxurious and self-confident, but also generous to others. I absolutely love it. Madonna has a Venus in Leo. You can think about the material girl / sex symbol, but she's also known for her charity work. What I don't love is that right when Venus moves into Leo, she immediately opposes Pluto. No, I'm being overly dramatic. But it's not the most fun, loving thing that could happen, especially right around the time Venus just had this pleasant interaction with Neptune. This is why earlier I said this week could feel a little bit like a roller coaster. Venus brings up themes within our relationships and our finances too. So something could come up around money where someone reaches out to you about paying a debt or something like that. Maybe even something you didn't know or haven't thought about in a while comes up around the topic of money. But how most of us are going to see this play out is with our relationships. Pluto digs stuff up like a dog that can't remember where he buried his bone. Pluto digs deep under the surface to expose stuff that's been kept hidden. If there are things about your relationship that are shaky, those topics might be brought out this week. Pluto craves power, so if you're dealing with someone in a situation where you're feeling powerless, like they hold all the power in this situation, you might have a problem with that this week, and you might speak on it. Both Venus and Pluto will be in what we call fixed signs. Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius are the fixed signs, and they're stubborn. to say the least. Fixed signs hold on to the energy. People with a lot of fixed energy in their chart can have difficulty seeing things from another perspective because they're so focused on their perspective, or they can be so determined to push forward with their initial agenda that they are unwilling to bend. It can be very frustrating for the other party. Fixed energy is stuck in their ways, stuck in their viewpoints, stuck in their beliefs. And they're gonna argue to prove their point, even if it doesn't make sense to other people. President Biden has a lot of fixed energy in his chart. And although many people around him, trusted friends and colleagues, are urging him to now take a seat, he's like, no, I don't care what you're talking about. I'm good and we're gonna do this. He doesn't wanna pivot. He doesn't wanna compromise. He doesn't want to hear any other side or perspective. This is what he's set on doing. Now, just to be clear, I'm not talking politics here. I'm just giving an example of what fixed energy can look like, because this week we're all gonna be dealing with this in our relationships. Power struggles. I think we should do it this way. No, I think we should do it this way. Well, that doesn't make sense. Well, it makes sense to me because blah, blah, blah. And now you're going back and forth with someone. And it's gonna feel very intense. This will be intense conversations because Pluto brings intensity. Guilt tripping can be another thing that comes up with this, like trying to make someone feel bad about not doing what you want them to do. So stay mindful, try to do your best to remain conscious of the energy, and don't let anyone push you to a level where afterwards you're like, I can't believe I did that, or I can't believe I said that. Because transits are temporary. This time will pass, and Pluto transits are uncomfortable. Nobody wants to talk about shit that we think about periodically in the back of our minds. We try to keep it hidden. That's why we keep it in the back of our mind. But Pluto is necessary because it promotes transformation. Pluto says you can't keep going on without addressing this. Let's stop for a second and lay it all out. All right, let's pull a card because we need some words of wisdom about how to deal with all this. I will be using the Modern Witch Tarot, a wonderful beginner-friendly deck that gives a great visual of the original card meaning. And as always, I like to read the message from the Ultimate Tarot Guide, as I like to call it, the Big Bitty Book, because I feel like it gives a more clear description of the intended message. Both the Modern Witch Tarot and the Big Bitty Book can be purchased through my links in the description down below. And if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now so that you can be notified when I post and always be prepared with what to know for the week ahead. All right. What do we need to know to help us navigate the week ahead? Ooh, I pulled the the Knight of Swords in reversed. Ooh, Knight of Swords in reversed. You're running full speed ahead right now, and there can be a couple of things going on. One thing is you're feeling very frustrated because you have a lot of ideas, a lot of energy to exert, and you don't know where to focus your attention. You're kind of scattered. So you need to hone in on one thing at a time. You're spreading yourself thin, you're not getting the proper rest, and you need to dial back and really think about what you want to do, where you're trying to go, and get a clear direction so that you have a clear path forward. I think this is very good for the beginning of the week, what we talked about with the Sun trining Saturn. This is wonderful energy to focus your attention on something strategic, something practical. Create a process and start a plan. Start the plan. You gotta crawl before you walk. All right, I think I'm gonna pull one more card because I don't feel that this embodied the entire reading. It's probably because this week is a roller coaster, and part of the week has to do with determination and focusing on something, a project, a goal, a task, whatever. And the second part of the week had a lot to do with relationships. So let's just see if there's any more guidance we can get. Ooh, I pulled the Three of Swords. Never pulled this one before. It looks very sad. All right, let's see what Betty says. When the Three of Swords appears in a tarot reading, it signals that you're feeling deeply hurt and disappointed. Your heart has been pierced by the sharp blades of others, hurtful words, actions, and intentions. They've inflicted intense emotions of pain, sadness, grief, and heartbreak. Well, I wanted to pull another card. This is Venus opposite Pluto. Look at literally Pluto, and Pluto is the blackness and Venus is the heart, the black hole in the heart. Oh my gosh. The events are often unexpected or come out of the blue, which make them even more painful. When you've suffered a major setback or loss, now's an excellent time to have a good cry. Expressing your sadness is part of the cleansing process, and letting it all out will help you move on to better times. Allowing yourself the opportunity to experience these emotions, no matter how painful, cry, shout, scream at the top of your lungs. Do whatever it takes to express your anger or pain, as this will help the emotions flow through and out of you. However, it's essential that you continue to focus on the path ahead. You might run the risk of becoming so absorbed in the emotions swirling around you that you lose sight of the need to just let go and move on. This is Pluto. That fixed energy that I talked about wants to keep hope alive, but there's something that needs to be cleansed. This looks like a heart that needs to be cleansed. The Three of Swords comes as a reminder that pain, sorrow, and grief are a necessary part of life. Without pain, you would never experience the challenges you need to grow and develop as a person. That's Pluto. Digging shit up from beneath the surface to make you confront it, to push you forward. You have to confront it, you have to let it go in order to move forward. And every hardship creates discomfort, which inevitably turns into an opportunity to become stronger. Learn from your mistakes and change the course of your life for the better. The good news is that this painful season will pass. While the Three of Swords brings hurt and sadness, it's only temporary. That's right, transits are temporary. The clouds will dissipate, and soon you'll have a better perspective of what you can learn from the experience. I think we said it all. You can't get more Venus-Pluto than this. There's something around your relationship that needs to be let go of. Don't fight it. Do the work. You'll be much happier in the long haul. Expose it. Expose that wound. And we're not going to just put a Band-Aid on it. We got to start healing it. I hope this breakdown of what to expect this week was helpful and insightful. Please don't leave without subscribing to my channel so that you continue to be a step ahead and know what to expect. If you need personal guidance and want me to look at your individual chart, you can book a reading at my website, mtysastrology.com. And while you're there, pick up a copy of my free ebook, The Everyday Guide to Understanding Children by Their Moon Sign. Because we know, as above, so below. See you next week.